try to either be good or be good at it.
I'm gonna get started now. So,
Okay.
hi everybody, welcome back to Blaze of Cruelty. I'm your DM, Zoloth. If I sound a little bit, low today, it's because I was up all night with the baby girl, because she done hurt herself. Poor baby. She's okay though. She's starting to take a big old nap. So, yeah, we were up all night at the pet ER, making sure she was okay. So she has been found guilty of wrestling too hard. Um, and her sentence is 2 weeks of rest and some drugs. So
And no TV.
and no TV. Yeah, you might want to adjust your input volume there, dear. Check your stuff. So, go ahead and sound off for me, everybody, so we can just go ahead and make sure the Discord audio is recording.
Yeah.
Okay, that came out as a very garbled meow, but that's not Discord's fault. Okay, great. So let's go ahead and introduce ourselves, and then we'll get started for tonight's session. Whoever wants to go first may go first.
I'm Darrow Dorix. There it is. You go.
I'm Cynthia. I play Ryan. I'm a drow and theoretically the adult of this group, which is something she's deeply, deeply regretting.
Only in theory, hasn't been proven yet. Okay. Darrow, it seems like you wanted to go next, so.
Yes, I am Darrow, and I am playing Rynalt, who is questionably an adult. It's like 18.
So only
But-
mathematically an adult.
Yes, brain not completely developed yet, you know.
I'll go next. I am Daniel. I'm playing Dominic, the Oathbreaker Paladin, lovable party companion, adventurer.
Okay.
I'll go.
Okay.
So I'm Jordan. I'm playing Agnar, a sorcerer fighter who is trying his best, and it's coming out some shade of tragic. But he is very happy to be here.
Okay.
Well, I'm Raven. I'm playing James Norris, and currently my night is sponsored by Monster Energy Drink because I'm quite tired and I need the energy drink.
There you go. Okay. And last but not least, she must be still fiddling with her stuff.
Can you hear me now?
We can hear you now.
Yes.
Is that better?
That is better. At least on my end.
Great.
Yes.
I am Gabby. I am playing Veracasa. I am a half drow barbarian, likes to hit things.
Somebody tongued their microphone through that whole thing. I'm sorry, dear. Please don't tongue your microphones, guys. They're objects. They can't consent. So, anyway, let's go ahead and get started. Like I said, I'm your humble dungeon master, Zoloth, and here we are for Blaze of Cruelty. Last we left off, the group was kind of on this meandering sort of path to not only discover some more information, but also do a little bit of light shopping. And you went to the bathhouse, and turns out the bathhouse had a water elemental problem. You all destroyed the water elemental and its steam elemental companions, and then you left the bathhouse because that was a lot of attention, and you guys had some people in the group that may or may not be wanted by the law. within the city limits. And so you left the city and went back to the boarding house to figure stuff out, which you guys spend a lot of time doing. And I don't know if you've figured anything out. So we're going to go ahead and open up on where we were last, which is here. And yeah, I'm going to go ahead and move the screen over to the party as large, and I'm going to clear a couple of status conditions, and then we will be good. So, what's this? Bloodied? Yep, you're bloodied. You're no longer concentrating on Zephyr Strike. Goodbye. Your spots are gone. Okay.
Yay!
Alright.
This has been a harsh awakening.
Mm-hmm. And the seat is yours.
Out of character for a minute. What was Dominic wearing again? We put him in some kind of outfit, and I can't remember what it is.
Oh, he is dressed as what a rogue would be caricaturedized, or a caricature of a rogue. Basically, he
With
looks
blonde
like
hair.
he looks like a blonde scoundrel.
Okay. I think there's a hat involved too. We have a good chance of getting him past the guards.
Well, these aren't guards. This is 3 squads of troops.
Yeah, but these are guards.
They're also troops, but they're here guarding, yes.
All right, come on. Let's get you inside.
Well, I do want to remind you guys that if someone does, if you guys are watching, or if there are people watching, you can go ahead and post, or not post. You can go over to the Twitch and you can use your channel points for bonuses. You can pay some points for a bonus to be used in the next session. So any bonuses that are paid or that are bought with channel points during this session are usable in Door of Eternity. Any ones that are bought in Door of Eternity are usable in the session that would follow that, which would be the Heart of Rage. Any bought in the Heart of Rage go towards Blaze of Cruelty. So support your fellow players and support the players in general by buying channel point bonuses. They get to add that bonus to one of their rolls. Mayhem's coming along. He goes Bork. Comes back to go get Vera. Bork. 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 Bork.
Very confidently and barely limping, I walk past all of these guards.
They don't seem to be very inclined to pay any attention to you. They're currently paying attention to Corporal Dolahan and Sergeant Brandisnicht, who are these 2 ladies here.
Are any of them hierarchy than myself and Rianne?
No. Sergeant Brandisnicht
Okay.
would be below you, but you would still be able to give her commands so long as it doesn't conflict with anything her chain has given her already.
Okay, then no, just normal acknowledgement.
You get a nod.
So
You're not in uniform, so.
yeah, that's fine.
Bork, 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 bork.
Rian stalks past. She has just had it with today. She had a migraine. Pretty sure this is her room.
Nope, that's the boys' room. This is yours.
That's the point. Okay. Yes, I can open the door. Woohoo! He goes to get dry clothes. Warm, dry clothes.
Mm-hmm.
Because
You guys got
not that it has
soaked.
come, not that it has come up in gameplay, but Rianne hates getting wet and cold more than anything else.
Mm.
She absolutely despises it. I'm pretty sure the entire group would be drier if they'd gone swimming in the river. With their clothes on. So that's what Rianne's doing. I don't know what the rest of you guys are doing.
Rynalt is more concerned with trying to stuff his face after that long battle, because he also got hurt. So he's trying. He's gonna potentially start what might be considered a long rest, I suppose, or a short rest.
Okay, well, we'll see if we get there.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's the same.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I know.
So you guys throw yourselves down in the chairs. Mayhem sneaks up and grabs a baguette from the counter there. The lady here is watching. You all can see the lady's watching the baguette slowly disappear. And she's doing nothing about it because she has figured out that that is definitely Mayhem. And he takes the baguette and he crawls under the table. And he eats it under the table.
Rynalt pets Mayhem.
You hear the thump,
We
thump,
probably-
thump of a tail.
We probably should try to improve his diet a little bit. He's gonna get chonky if he only eats baguettes.
It's just
Well,
bread.
He eats
Consider
a lot of
the-
bread.
Yeah, but I think he burns it off real fast.
You're over there.
Dominic's
I'm not.
gonna sit here with Sorvak and get a tablecloth and start wiping off the blood from his face.
Sorvak nods at you.
Very quietly and solemnly nod back.
You seem to
Hey,
have
Piper?
reached a level of understanding with Sorvak. You asked.
Piper, please excuse me.
Yes.
What do you know about? What do you know about water elementals?
That they're just manifestations of like semi-sentient wellspring energy assuming the shape of water, or using water as a physical form.
Are they corruptible?
Not that I know of.
Are they malicious?
No more than any runaway energetic system that would, cause damage. Like, let's say this storm today doesn't stop. That would be a runaway energetic system. On its own, the storm itself is not a threat, but if it kept going for, 6 months, that could be a significant problem. Crops would die, that sort of thing. So in the same sense, yes. If they are not in an environment that is conducive to their natural proclivities, they could cause serious damage. But malefic or malicious, I don't think so.
Well, we just had an encounter with one at the bathhouse
Oh,
that was most definitely malicious.
No, probably
And
just didn't like you guys being in there.
well, it didn't like anybody being in there.
Yeah, they're very territorial.
So basically, it was basically a one-off.
Yeah, likely.
For
I'm not an elemental specialist, but likely.
no. So, manifesting probably used up a great deal of the energy it had. So we hopefully will not have to worry about that again, because
Mm-hmm.
being attacked from within and without always is bad.
I think Agnar is gonna use Font of Magic and balance his sorcery points out a little bit with a. He's gonna consume a second and a first level spell slot.
Okay. I see, Rynalt. Are you like placing an order for food down there with Annette?
Hell, I've been muted. That's why. Yes. Whoops. Yeah. Hey. Do you have any pie?
We can make a pie. Do you want a pie?
I want a pie.
What kind of pie do you want?
That's a hard question.
We'll surprise you. Go sit down.
Okay. All right. How much do I owe you?
It's included in your stay. Did no one explain this to you?
It's not extra. Even for a pie.
No, it is. It's all of your board is included in your. Okay, bye.
Rynalt is very excited. He knew that we could get like bread for free, but pie too just blew his mind.
Brienne's going to get some actual, other than just pie, that because things are laid out, or sorry, bread, and go back because her player is hoping that this counts as a short rest.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens and how long you guys stay here. So, anything else anybody wants to do here?
I would like to insight check how Dominic is doing,
Sure. Yeah.
if I can.
Yeah. Dominic, are you being actively deceptive, or are you not being actively deceptive? Let's start there.
I'm not really being actively deceptive right now.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your insight check. You need to meet or beat a 13.
Wow. This is not normal.
He is like glass. You can see right through him.
So, where I'm going with this is, it's been a while. I had forgotten why we were out and about in the first place, but this was the goal of today, was to try to get information. And every time we try to get information for Dominic, something happens. So I'm just trying to check in on his state of mind for the moment.
He's kind of pissed off.
Yeah.
He's blonde. He's bloody. He's wearing some uncomfortable leather armor. And he's kind of tinkering around with this singed looking amulet that he used to wear.
You're playing with that out in public?
Oh, it's melted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's melted, and he's also wiping
okay.
blood off of his face with like just napkin off the table, like not even caring.
All right. I think Vera will probably try to find like a bin of water and a rag, and try to peace offering that to Dominic.
Sure. Yeah. You know that there's definitely like a clean bucket always in the stables. You can get it from there, and there's always water available here. Not only is there a well out back, but a lot of the buildings in the cities, like Sorath, have running water. This one does as well, so it's not that doesn't seem to be a problem that you will have.
Okay.
So easy enough.
Just silently nods and sits down and kind of pushes the mop and the rag towards him.
He will gratefully take it and better wipe off all of his grime and blood.
I'm sorry we didn't discover anything today so far.
Yeah, well, at least we didn't discover another dead body.
True. Take the wins
So-
where you can get them.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, why wouldn't a mad, crazed water elemental attack us randomly?
We do seem to find trouble, don't we?
To be
Yep.
fair, I think we ran into the water elemental, didn't we?
We did, but it also was attacking the town, so
True.
you know,
True.
our luck.
Yeah, we couldn't sit by.
I remember before I came to this town, I would sometimes go entire weeks without seeing random monsters, or elementals, or cultists, or dead bodies.
Sorvak says, because he's sitting right there, sounds boring.
That's a way to look at it.
Dominic will glare over as he finishes wiping off his face.
And to be fair, when we met you, Dominic, we caused a few more dead bodies. So I don't really,
Expand on
know.
like saying that out loud, potentially.
Oh, please. Tamara and Cassius over there have ears like everyone else. He's gonna, like, kind of wave at him from his table seat.
Yes. She waves back, and Cassius lifts a mug of ale and says, I've heard every word you've said. And he just chugs it down.
He'll lift his glass to the death of the nobles, and then drink with him.
Probably shouldn't shout that. Especially since one was murdered upstairs the other night.
Which one's Cassius?
What's this guy?
Thank you.
Dominic will just slump down and put his head in his hands.
I'll take care of the bucket and finish doing mom duties for the moment while Brienne is trying to get information and getting dry.
Yeah, you might want to get dry too.
Well, she's taking care of them first for the moment. But yeah.
Yes. Yeah, we were dense. Cassius, what do you know about the noble that was killed?
Oh, you know how this works. You have to tell me a story for me to tell you one.
True. True.
This guy rolls his eyes.
Okay. Yeah, I know. She sucks at rules. Is that performance?
Yes. He shrugs and
I
says,
don't hate it.
"Yeah." He shrugs and says, "Well, you're not terrible at this, so
I'm getting better.
yes,
I keep telling you stories, so I keep improving.
practice is important." So he says, "This Count Landris was when he was here a little while ago, when he was more social before. Um, he was outspoken, like your friend over there, about the Charon. However, he had more of a legal dispute with them, more along the lines of he was upset at how they had been treated more favorably than local lords in the Sorath province when it comes to Sorath's governorship and mayorship. So that was his big thing there. He didn't really seem to care who knew about it either.
So I keep hearing about the Charon, but I don't know much about them.
He says, well, the Charon are one of the major noble families of Krunth. They are like your, more
Senior house.
senior house. Yes, the Ariash in that fashion.
I've heard of them, but I haven't heard what they are, what they do.
They're a militaristic house. They are along the same lines of as the Mardosians or the Karliger. They're martially inclined. They have a large personal standing army for their house. They are given over more to the arts of war than the other houses per se. Not to say that they aren't able to defend themselves, those other houses, but the Charon make it look like an art form as opposed to just something that is necessary. So
So the difference between a skilled duelist and a rank soldier.
correct, yes. Many of their soldiers are skilled duelists.
Charming.
Charon eagles are nothing to sneeze at. They're quite difficult to kill if that is your aim.
No, that is not my aim currently. I'm just absolutely curious to find out why they seem to have so many entanglements.
Well,
If they're just
they've been one of the more favored houses of the royal family for a very long time. The royal family treats them well, then they have supported the royal family for millennia. So they have benefited from a long-term relationship.
Would Rianne know any of this stuff from history?
Yes. And now that Cassius is saying this, it's starting to ring a lot of bells. Like, oh yeah, that makes sense. So
Okay, but what I still don't get is, if they're such an upstanding house, even with preferred status, they shouldn't be getting into so much trouble with, legal matters with our poor dead friend. And I've heard rumors about the death of a family and other things.
Well-
Just trying to figure out where things stand.
well, as far as I know, the Count, who is deceased now, sued them. So he entangled them of his own volition. That wasn't, something they were already entangled with. As for what a ruling house does with a vassal, that relationship is technically mostly insular in its relationship with other noble houses. They don't like to interfere with each other in regards to their vassals. It looks bad. So,
Oh no, I know that looks absolutely horrible, but an entire vassal, just one of them members going mad and killing everyone, just at a wedding no less, seems odd. And there have been so many odd things lately. I swear I'm finding things under my bed.
we live in dark times.
Most of there are. I know. I would like to go back to living in the dull times. Thank you very, very much.
Yeah, I can't do anything about that.
No, I know. Still, dull times do have their advantages, I promise.
Yes.
They make your stories seem more exciting.
They do. They do. But times like these also generate more stories for the dull times. So it's sort of a bit of a cycle, isn't it?
It is. It is. Do you know of any other entanglements that House Charon might have picked up along the way?
Well, they're in constant competition with the Mardosians and the Karliger for more and more militaristic favor from the royal house. So they tend to push in that direction, though the Karliger have enjoyed stewardship over Rosterford for such a long time that they seem to be running away with it in that direction. As for other entanglements, recently there was a switching of heirs. The oldest sibling was supposed to receive the titles and lands when the Duchess passed. However, she's no longer the designated heir. It is now Nikolai. So.
That's unusual. What happened to the eldest?
Oh, she's fine.
Or rather, what did she do to get disinherited? Is that known?
Something, I don't know. Something about refusing to marry some foppish nobleman from another family. I don't know. Maybe she didn't like him.
I think that's just an odd reason to change your heir, but my family has been always far more straightforward in things.
Well, you know, producing heirs is one of the jobs of, the head of the household, so.
Yes. Yes, it is. She slumps and puts her face in her hands. I'm gonna have to think about that. Oh, God.
Yes, aren't you a baroness now?
Yes, for my sins.
You've got some work to do.
I know.
Of course, you don't have any work to do if you die. So, win-win.
And this is why I did not pick the barony.
And that is literally Rian's response. She just looks at him and laughs. You've got a point. I cannot disagree. Oh, God.
At least the work of, being the head of a household is fun.
It's fun in some regards. It's not fun in others. There's so many people that depend on you.
That's
You
what you
have
signed up
lands,
for.
people, animals.
That's what you signed up for. Of course, eventually, if you have enough wealth, like the Charon do, you can just pay people to take care of that stuff.
Where have the Charon gotten their wealth?
Well, historically, their wealth came from the adventuring sort of life. Now, most of their wealth comes from commissions that they've earned in the Corinthian military. Many of their scions and their members of their house have served or are currently serving in knightly positions throughout the Corinthian military as either knights on the front lines or commanders on various battalions. They are a prolific house of that nature, much like the Mardosians and the Karliger. That's their competition ground, you see. That earning of commissions from the crown and the military.
I would have thought in current times their vassal house would have been the one giving them so much funds because of the shortage of health potions. We only have so many healers.
Well, I don't know anything about that, ma'am, but I do know from a long-term standpoint that Charon have enjoyed a great amount of wealth from not only the land that they sit on, but also from the adventurous life many of their ancestors had lived.
Was Nikolai ever on the front lines?
Not that I'm aware of. Man's not a soldier, he's an administrator.
Well, thank you very kindly for indulging my curiosity.
He bows while sitting in his chair, so it's more of like a head nod and a wave of his hand, and as a genuflect towards you and your noble rank.
She returns the bow, actually, because you have been more than kind in filling in blanks I have about the city, but I swear for every question I get an answer to, 3 more answers come up.
3 more questions come up.
Yes, 3 more questions come up.
That is unfortunately the nature of what we do when we're in an exploring or discovery sort of phase.
Yes. Yes, it is. We'll talk again, I'm sure. You have much better contacts than I do. A pleasant day.
He nods. You as well. Daniel, are you double-clicking on people? Because I keep seeing this person's out of reach.
I am. It's my shortcut for getting names on the fly.
Ah, okay. So you don't have to ask me, who's this person?
Right. You just see a little message that says, this person's out of reach.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
That's pretty clever.
That works.
Huh. You learn something new every day.
Mm-hmm. Nobody's out of reach for me. But I can just hover over somebody and it'll be, just show me what their name is. Alright, any other discussion you guys want to have?
Come on, guys. I can't be the only one doing investigations here.
Or Rynalt has like a loaf of bread in his
Mhm.
mouth. And Net's coming over.
Drooling, thinking about the pie.
Yeah, she's coming over with a slice of pie.
Whoa, that was quick!
Well, we are pretty fast back there. Especially when we know what we're doing and we're not being interfered with. And she looks at Dominic. Stop misplacing
will
our
throw a hand up.
tools.
Hey, Rynalt. I have no idea what flavor this is. Can I look at it and kind of like see, like, if I can see the jam inside or whatever?
Yeah, it's already sliced, so it's peach.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Mm.
I thought it was the whole damn pie, and I'm just sitting here like, what is it?
No, it's just one slice. She brought you a slice over.
Nice. So Rynalt is of course going to enthusiastically dig in. Stuff it in my face. Is it good pie?
Oh, it's good pie.
Yeah. All right.
I don't think Rynalt has ever done anything enthusiastically in his life.
Except for eating. I mean, come on.
Growing boy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Real quick though, out of character, is the army arriving this afternoon or tomorrow? Forget what day we're on.
Well, they're here. 3 squads are here. But the person that is supposed to arrive, that you are waiting for, is supposed to arrive on the 14th. So you guys...
I believe tomorrow.
Nope, today's
No.
the 12th.
Got 2 days.
Yeah. You
Yep,
guys
today's the 12th.
could lay low for a couple days if you wanted to.
Rihanna's not opposed to that, considering her health bar currently.
For a couple of days, though, Rynalt would probably want to explore at least a little bit. Just kind of see the city. It's not... I mean, probably not go back to the same shops. He probably wouldn't spend his time in the shops, but just kind of...
Oh, I'm sorry, the 13th. So tomorrow, this person that they're waiting for is supposed to arrive. I had to look at my notes.
Okay. Well, yeah, in that case, he's also going to want to recover.
Yep. Every time I go back to the city, it just leads in death. So I'm just gonna sit here for tonight.
Imagine having that kind of relationship with just a locale. Just like every time I go here, something horrible happens.
It's like Vegas.
Oh. Hot take. Vegas is not that impressive, according to my wife.
No, I agree.
Yeah. It's Vegas.
That's exactly what someone would say who was covering something up.
Well, it's Vegas.
What? It's Vegas?
Mm-hmm.
If you've got a gambling addiction, Vegas is great until it isn't. If you don't have a gambling addiction, it's just Vegas.
It's just Vegas.
When you accept in your heart that party towns are just very large outdoor shopping malls, they lose a lot of allure.
Yeah.
There you go. Alright, so I suppose you all are looking for a short rest now, whether or not I'm going to give one to you with puppy eyes. So,
Yes, we've been waiting for that for the past half hour.
yes, you may have a short rest.
Short rest.
Please, short rest, please.
Short rest.
Biggest puppy eyes, yes, you guys can take a short rest.
Is there also a possibility for some downtime activities?
You can do your downtime activity for today if you'd like.
Yay.
I am at cap.
Oh my god, so many dice. I can't.
I can't click.
Get your dice out of the way, whoever's purple dice that is. Go away.
The screen is
What the
slowly filling up with dice.
I love it. It's so funny.
How much health were you missing,
Come on.
guys? Oh yeah, all of it.
If I recall,
I was missing 30 points.
Dominic almost went down, or did go down. He tends to do that.
Mm-hmm. I imagine while this is happening, I'm just reaching into my bag and pulling out different like balms and potions that I've like stored and just like rubbing it all over myself.
Yeah, you just smell like a horrible version of like... You smell like Yankee Candle, right? Where there's too much of a bunch of different scents. So your nose is just confused at what the fuck you're actually smelling.
And at this point, he doesn't even care.
It's just herbal. It's just herbal is coming out of this guy. Sorvak scrunches up his nose and says, "You are now stinky."
Want some? He's gonna hold out like the bomb to him.
No, thank. Am unwounded.
I will take that.
He'll pass it over.
Come on.
For my downtime, I rolled a 21 on my woodcarver's check.
Oh, so what were you trying to make?
James was going to try to add more fluidity to the wood carving that he makes.
Mm-hmm.
So he is going to make a small sculpture of the water elemental they fought.
Oh, there you go. Very nice. You rolled a 21. Let's see here. Where the hell is it? Oh, there it is. Okay.
Somewhere between the dice.
Yeah, just a bunch of dice started rolling. I'm like, okay, I guess they're all rolling their short rests now, and there's all these hit dice going on, and I'm like, okay, all right.
Go ahead.
Hold on, let me just get through what I'm trying to get through mentally here. I gotta go back to the crafting guide. Wood carving. With a 21, and you are in the novice bracket. So 21 is high quality item. So you create a water elemental wood carved that is worth 20 gold.
All right.
See, you're making treasure. This is how treasure gets made.
Oh, I only rolled one hit die.
Someone has to do it.
Yeah, somebody has to do it. 300 years in the future, somebody's digging around in a tomb and they find this wood carving of a elemental and they're like, "Oh, nice!" and throw it in their bag.
Well, Rianne is going to work on her leather working.
Okay. So, James, you can go ahead and add a wood carved water elemental and just put in brackets after that high quality or HQ. Leather workers tools. So you get a strip of leather and you start cutting it and working it over. What are you trying to make, Rianne?
At this particular point in time, just getting used to the tools.
Okay.
The eventual plan is to be able to make and or repair and or make leather armor.
You're earning proficiency.
Useful thing.
I see.
Trying for proficiency.
Gotcha. Okay. Let me go ahead and add that for you.
Rianne, where are you working on that?
In our room.
In the room? Okay.
Come on, close. Thank you. I will move. Oh, wow. Did not expect that to happen.
Did you phase through a wall?
No, it wouldn't let me fade through the wall, but I was basically speed running.
A little bit of Noom. Noom.
So much yum.
Are we officially doing like downtime waiting for the guy to arrive?
I
the
believe-
person to arrive?
I believe so.
Okay.
Yes.
When Rianne is in our bedroom, Vera is gonna try to find a quiet corner. A comfortable corner, not like
Mhm.
meal food place. And just do some writing.
Okay. What kind of writing is she doing?
She's got a little bit of a book in front of her, and she's just kind of, it looks like she's journaling.
Okay.
Rynalt is going to stuff his face with pie, and once the pie is reasonably gone, crumbs and all, he's going to be doing something a little different for his downtime. He doesn't really have anything he wants to work on, but he's also not much of a inside kind of kid,
Mm-hmm.
and so he's gonna lazily, because his belly is full, try to scramble on up to the roof of the inn.
Okay.
If that's an option. Yeah?
All right. Yeah, that's an option.
Yeah. Cool. And he's gonna sit there and he's gonna watch. Kind of the street, everybody walking by, see if anyone catches his eye while he's up there.
Well, you know
He'll
there's
be up there for a few hours.
You know there's a route straight to that overhang roof from the nice bedroom that the count was killed in. You can just walk out on the balcony and get onto the roof that way if you want to.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Yep, that's exactly what Rynalt will do.
Yeah, you can just go ahead and do that.
Mm-hmm.
There's a door there.
Yeah. Didn't let me through it.
No.
Oh, I have to open the door, don't
Yes, it's closed.
I can't just phase through it. Oh god, imagine that.
Imagine that.
Okay.
Imagine being able to just walk through walls.
Look, Straw did it. Let's see.
That was already open. There you go.
Yes. I see. Okay. And yeah, so I'll head on out here, and I'm gonna try to be sneaking, but in Ralph's opinion, nobody ever looks up, so he's reasonably hidden, I imagine. If I roll, let's see.
Sure, go ahead.
Bloop.
Yep, you're hidden.
Good enough, I guess.
Just clearly skylined to anybody who glances at this.
Alright, so it seems like you're all settling in. Any other downtime activities before we move the clock forward?
I'm not sure what that looks like by myself, but Agnar would be trying to work on reading and writing. I guess he's going to grab a book and just try and familiarize himself with the Corinthian alphabet.
Sure. Is there anybody you want to approach for assistance?
Yeah, this lady across the table from me seems like she's a learned person.
Okay. So what do you say to her?
Well, the first thing Agnar is going to do is he's going to go get a book, probably one of the ones from the lobby. He's going to walk back over to the table and he's going to say, "Hi, I've heard you use some large words before. Is there any chance you could help me get started on reading this?"
She looks at the book, looks at you, looks at the book again. Go ahead and roll a persuasion check for me. She kind of smiles a little bit and takes the book out of your hands and says, "Interesting. Though I don't think this particular title would be very helpful to learn with for starters, let me grab something that might be more digestible to start with."
The player in me is like, I have a book you can use.
But
I'm too afraid to open it because I take damage whenever I read it.
which one is that one? Is that one Sam's Wild Adventure of Bodices
Yeah.
and Bustiers or Cooking Herbs? Because flavor, that's why.
Sam's Wild Adventure is the one that deals me damage whenever I read
Oh,
item
yes.
description.
Yes. Every time you open this description tab to check on this, take 1d4 psychic damage. So go ahead and take 1d4 psychic damage, because I know you had to remind yourself that that's the case.
Hurts so good.
1, that's about
Okay.
right.
Just one. Could be worse.
Mm-hmm. In case anyone is wondering what this description is, it says, "This terrible book is filled with author self-insert stories about the author having a series of horrifying sexual encounters with various noble ladies of good repute. This is thinly veiled as romantic, but it clearly isn't. Every time you open this description tab to check on this, take 1d4 psychic damage." It's terrible stuff. And then you have the wonderful book of Bodices and Bustiers, which is a 147-page intense erotic romance. Okay. Yeah, so she comes back over and she says, "Okay, sit right here." Okay, and she puts the book down in front of you, and she says, "This title is about local trade unions. I know that might be really dull, but there's a lot of stuff that goes on that is involved with local trade unions, and so it is easy to understand that sort of thing. And it'll be something that you may, like, on the street see a sign for one of these groups, and then you'll know, oh, we read about that, right? So, and then she'll start helping you through this. So I'm gonna go ahead and, you don't have High Cruic, right? Okay, so this is a training I'm going to add for you.
Yeah, I know when we went through it the first time, I ended up with half proficiency in drum, and I think I was like a quarter of a way into that other track, but I think we only re-added the drum proficiency.
Yeah, so I'll put you at a quarter of the way through for this language if you want. Is that what you want?
Oh yeah.
Okay. You have to confirm I can't read your mind. Okay, so 62.5 be 63, current progress. Okay, ability check, category, proficiency. Alright, so you now have the proficiency language High Cruic that you're trading in. Because Piper is helping you, you may roll the intelligence check at advantage.
Ooh.
Well, I definitely clicked the wrong button there, but
You rolled it at disadvantage. Please roll it at advantage. I will be kind.
thank you.
Just this once. Watch it be even worse. Watch it be even worse. Okay.
Oh, your mercy is noted and appreciated.
There you go. Oh, you did. You did it from the menu too. Great. So it already added that in yourself. So, yeah, you get a nice lesson about trade unions, and you've learned some words in High Cruic. You're getting there. You got some
Yeah.
sight words. You know cart. You know taxes. You know accounts receivable. Um,
These are all important words.
yeah.
And I want to note here that Agnar is paying attention. He is trying. So
He's doing his best. Great. Good. Okay. Anything else before we hit that long rest and we move the time forward?
I do think
Mhm.
just for nerd bookkeeping that because I rolled that disadvantage check, that you'll have to go in and take those 4 points off from that one, right?
Oh, yes, I do have to. Yeah, I do have to go back and take 4 points off. Penalty. There you go.
Gotta stay honest, or the dice gods will come.
They will come for you while you sleep. They will curse your rolls. You'll never roll above a 5. Okay. All right. Well, I think that's everybody, right?
Yep.
Yep. Okay.
Mhm.
All right.
Mhm.
Back to your rooms. Kidding. I'll move you back to your rooms. As we
Out of curiosity,
Mhm.
did Rynalt notice anyone suspicious while he was up and out?
Did
on the roof?
you make a perception check?
Oh. Yeah.
I might have missed that that's what you were doing. So you might not have been told to do that, but now you're being told to do that if that's what you want to do.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
No chance I can get advantage because I'm up on the roof. No, probably not. Okay.
No.
Normal.
No.
Oh, no. Yeah. I had to try. Come on.
You're just as likely to miss things that are close to the building as you are to notice things that are far from the building now. So it balances out. 14? No, there's nobody suspicious wandering around.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to put you guys back in your rooms. I'm going to switch us to evening. Let's see. How about... Yeah, that's a good time.
Do we get a long rest?
Well, let me get there, Rianne. Jeez. Jeez, I'm busy shoving Rynalt into his bedroom. Okay, I'm gonna move the gentlemen into their room. While we do this real quick.
You know,
Just
you could at
watching.
least take them out to dinner first
No,
before you start shoving them in rooms.
no.
I just watched a third of the party get raptured.
We all know with the DM here, it's a tough love.
Mm-hmm.
I still have the feeling that me and Dominic are constantly switching rooms with the room besides us.
Who are you switching rooms with?
That we are switching between the room you placed us in and the room next to us.
Oh,
That
yeah.
you keep switching us.
Oh, I think for some reason I think the girls are in this room and you guys are in this room. I don't know.
I think it's the opposite.
Oh, okay. Well,
It is the opposite. I was right. Okay, whatever.
God. Okay.
Yeah, because in my mind,
No, that's you.
Dominic,
You're God.
in my mind, Dominic never makes his bed.
That's funny. Okay. All right. So yeah. Yes, it is evening. Let's just put it a little bit darker evening. Okay. And let's go ahead and just take a quick 5-minute break while I set up for the next scene.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, we're back. When you get back to your room, Dominic, you notice that there is a scroll on your bed.
I'm gonna go grab it and read it like it's normal. Let me take this here.
In the evening, my buddy.
Dominic is just reading intensely while James is like, "Hi."
Yeah, I also want to read a book.
Which book are you reading?
The non-damaging book.
The non-damaging book there too.
The non-damaging, non-cook book.
So of bodices and bustiers.
Yes.
Hey, what page are you on?
I have made a uncategorized thingy in my downtime,
Mm-hmm.
and I knew I have read it before, so I have put it on page 37.
Okay.
I also put a skill check to see how many pages I read before giving up.
Wonderful. Go ahead and roll that if you'd like. Six pages. You know what it is? That letter or scroll that Dominic has is too distracting. He's reading it very intensely over there. It's very long. Meanwhile, what's everybody else doing while Dominic's reading? What are you guys doing in your room, ladies?
Yeah, probably getting ready for bed, considering the time.
Dominic will roll the scroll back up and then lay down in bed.
Anything interested? Interesting?
No, I've subscribed to the daily weather report for the morrow, and weather should be good.
Roll a deception check. Holy crap.
I have read 6 pages of my book.
Oh my god. That's a natural 20 on that.
Oh my god.
Can you beat a 23 for insight there, James?
Only with a natural 20, then I also have a 23, so...
Okay, yeah, meet or beat. Let's see. So here's where we run into from a dice rolls versus narrative standpoint, right? James, you know Dominic's full of shit, but you don't know how much he's full of shit. It could just be a personal letter or a personal matter that he doesn't want to share with you, but it's, you don't know exactly
It's
what he's
Dominic.
lying about, right? But it's, with a 9, it's hard to say. He's being very obtuse about it.
You know what? I'm not even gonna question it. If you want to talk about it, I'm always here, okay?
Dominic will nod.
I have a well-rested night of sleep. I think we will need it.
Okay. Anybody want to do anything before they head to sleep, and I move this along to tomorrow?
No, sleeping
Not
sounds
that I can
great.
think of.
Sleepy
Not on my
time
end.
then. Okay. Let's go ahead and get that long rest. You may all roll your long rests. I will go ahead and move us forward in time.
That's better. That works.
Scene is yours, everyone. You may move about at your leisure.
Come on. Come on, Mayhem. Time to go out. It's my good boy.
Scratches at the door.
Oh,
The door is locked.
You can unlock it from that side.
There you go. Yes.
He goes to find his bush and he pees on it.
Of course he does. Because he's a good boy.
Mm-hmm.
Rianne carefully steps out into the side to see if there's any new bodies.
Nope, there appear to be no new bodies. You should use the arrow keys or WAS when you move through doors. It's just safer.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just safer. You'll otherwise get stuck in the jam there.
gee,
All
Agnar,
right,
I'm
but
glad you
yeah,
had the key.
Jesus. Dad jokes. This guy's got him.
Yeah.
Is Mayhem is Mayhem doing his epic business?
He's doing his epic business. He's being a good detective at the same time.
Well, obviously he has to check his mail.
Yeah, he's checking the mail. Then he comes back wagging his tail, walking right by you, going inside.
That's our good boy.
He sniffs you, Dominic. Wags his tail, sits in front of you.
I'll give him a good head pat.
He wags his tail and moves on.
Is the hotel staff up and about?
Does not appear that way.
You think they have any more pies back there?
I mean, they've got to have that rest of one that you ordered. I didn't see any other slices go up.
Oh, they all
No.
went into my stomach.
No stealing. Stop it.
But they said we could just have whatever. Oh, okay.
All right. Yeah. No, we don't take it out of their room like that. That's rude.
There you are. I was
You
like,
don't know what they've got.
so why aren't you on the
What?
freaking map over there, dude? And it's because you were hidden.
I'm still sneaking. I've been sneaking since yesterday on the roof, and I never stopped. I jumped into bed and then pulled like a bunch of pillows to make it look like me, pulled up the covers, and then slid under the bed.
Mm.
I don't need to roll to know that that did fool Agnar.
So hey, you got some more pie?
Pie is not a breakfast food. But yes, I do have
But it
pie.
can be.
I'll get you some pie. She cuts a slice and brings it back
Brienne,
over to you.
Brienne sits there and keeps
Thank you.
Mayhem calm and pets him while he waits for his baguette
He whines.
and beef bone. You gotta wait, sweetie. You need your beef broth to go with your baguette. You know that.
She puts a plate of
Or
eggs
you
down
won't have.
in front of Mayhem. It is gone.
That'll do.
It is gone in 1.3 seconds.
Is there anything in the eggs,
No, it's just
or is it just eggs?
it's just scrambled eggs. Yeah.
We used to have a dog that would eat everything but the peas. He would spit them out.
Oh man, Odie's like that. He'll just take all the carrots and shit out. Gentlemen, Piper says, looking bright-eyed and bushy-tailed this morning.
Good morning.
She takes out
Hey, Agnar.
a book and she
Okay,
starts working
go
on it. Go ahead.
So, pie is a breakfast food, right? You can have pie for breakfast.
I think the idea that you need to organize foods into parts of the day is something I personally rebel at a lot. So yeah,
I thought so.
When Mayhem finishes eating his food, he goes over to Dominic and he sits in front of him again.
Dominic will pat his head, and kind of walk over here to Vera and Kara.
Okay.
Excuse
Good
me,
morning.
Kara. Morning. I'm in need of a courier. Do you know where I might procure one at this hour?
Kara says, well, wouldn't the front desk normally help you with that?
Yes, I don't think they're fully staffed yet, so I was wondering if there was someone in your regiment who had access to one.
I mean, yes, we do have access to the mail, but we don't typically service civilian carriers.
Hmm. Fair enough. He'll look behind him at the person who just walked in.
Definitely a military type, clad in armor painted black, black and red uniform underneath. Smallish, but she's got definitely a female form and has a 14 on one of the shoulder pauldrons, and then underneath it there are the letters B and K.
No. That looks like trouble. Dominic will say not to anyone in particular, and then walk over here to Annette.
Brienne is going to join Dominic and getting some breakfast. And yeah, yes, she does. Hopefully not for you. I
Dominic
would
can
like
just
to
kind
be
of
able
shrug.
to eat. I would like to have breakfast before everything explodes again.
Yes, Annette serves you both breakfast.
Thank you kindly, Annette.
Don't worry about that, guys. Have some of this pie. It's a breakfast food.
Annette,
Yes.
excuse me, but
Yes.
I need a courier to deliver a letter for me.
Mm-hmm.
Can you help me with that?
Oh, I can't. Sonia can. She should be up soon, if she's not up already. It is dawn. It is dawnish. She gets up around dawn to open up the inn.
Dominic will nod and he'll walk back over this way
Mm-hmm.
and kind of go around the long way.
Agnar, did you know that pies can be savory too?
What?
They can Rianne nods. They can have meat and cheese or eggs or vegetables in them too.
Eggs in pie? Why would you put eggs in a pie? Or vegetables, especially. I mean,
Everything
Make the
pie.
vegetables taste better.
Piper looks at Agnar when he says everything pie, and she's like, "Yeah, you can do like a full course, everything in the pie." But a lot of people do that because it's, it's easier than having to do like 6 or 7 dishes of various things. And then she goes back to her book.
Yes, you can do meat pies and cheese pies and egg pies and sweet pies and fish pies even.
but that would just make the pie taste worse. Just have
Not if you
fruit or meat.
Will you trust me if I tell you that it doesn't make it taste worse? I'm saying there are options out there for you to explore. There's a whole big, wide, wonderful world of pie out there just waiting for you.
Piper sees an opportunity and says, "There is a universe of pie out there for you."
That's a
He is
lot of
quite
pie.
correct. Yes.
I don't know that I'm convinced, but I have to try it all.
Do you know how
Why?
to read and write, young sir? I can't remember your name. Is it Rynalt?
It's Rynalt. I know how to draw pictures.
Okay. Well, maybe by the time you're done your exploration of pie, you will have learned to read and write, and then you could write a book about pie and what you think of pie.
Actually, Rynalt knows Haiku because that means he can probably read and write, doesn't he?
It does mean he can read and write. That's what that means.
I'm just kidding. I can already read and write.
Oh, okay. Well,
Maybe I'll do that.
see, you never knew what you could have done for yourself until you just start exploring with other people.
That lands like an existential blow to Agnar.
that Rynalt
Who
can
is-
read and write and you can't.
Who is deeply beginning to suspect that their witchy sponsor had a favorite.
Well, you were the favorite for magic, and Rynalt might have been the favorite for a couple of other things.
Think about it, Rynalt. You could travel the world and sample pies from everywhere and write about it. And then other people could buy the book and find out about pies that are in other places.
And I can
I
use
happen to know
money
that.
for more pie.
Yes, you can. I happen to know that the Scaldi make an excellent meat pie.
Speaking of Sorvak, you guys can still hear him snoring, just very faintly.
Which is why we're not worried about him. So, what's the mysterious stranger doing?
Well, you can't see the mysterious stranger, so you don't know.
Okay. Hint, hint. Hint, hint.
I mean,
Dominic's over here waiting
Come
for the mysterious stranger to finish whatever they're doing, so that he can go talk to Sonya.
are you trying to listen into what they're talking about or no?
He's leaning against the door frame here, so yes.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and make a perception check.
Because he's a noisy, if not incompetent, eavesdropper.
This person seems to be very standoffish. She catches you standing there through her visor, kind of just gives you a look, and then goes back to whispering to Sonya, who's just nodding, and then nods some more, and then nods, and then gestures for the other room, and before she walks away, she turns her head fully to look at you, Dominic, and she gestures with her fingers towards her eyes and then right at you, like she's watching you, and then walks away. You can hear her boots clink and the spurs on the heels of her boots, like jangle a little bit.
Oh, that's gonna do horrible things to the floor.
Yeah, scoots around, pulls a chair from another table and sits in it.
Alrighty then.
Sitting at the table there, as that happens, we're gonna cut over to Dominic real quick because he has a thing that he's doing with Sonya, and then we have the other scene we'll do. So.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna walk up to Sonya and say I need a courier to deliver a letter for me.
Okay, yeah, I can do that. Courier, where is it going?
It is going to go to Fordeath.
Oh, okay. That's about. Let me see. Hold on. She opens up a book that looks like it's full of rates for just this purpose, and she takes out a little abacus, and then starts doing a little bit of math. Okay, so it is it's 4 zinc per mile. Fordeath is 285 miles from here. So that's 1,140 zinc. Divide by 10, which brings it down to 1,114 core. Divide by 10 again is 11.4 Duke. Divide by 10 again is 1.14 Ritz. So 1 Ritz, 1 Duke, 4 core will do it.
Okay. Dominic's gonna take a piece of paper out of his bag and kind of awkwardly reach over and grab the pen from Sonya's desk and be like, I just need to borrow this for just a second.
She says, okay.
Then he's going to sign something on the paper and then give the pen back. And then he's also going to pull out his sword and kind of set it on top of her desk. And rub his thumb across the blade to just cut it lightly so it bleeds a little bit.
Okay.
And then on his other hand, he has a ring that he's wearing. So he's gonna rub that blood all across the top of the ring and then push it against the paper.
Okay.
Then he's gonna pick his sword up, put it back in his scabbard, and roll the parchment up. Then tie the parchment so it's there, and set it in front of Sonya and give her 10 writs.
She kind of like visually staggers at that.
1 writs, Sonya, for you to make this a priority.
Mhm.
9 for the courier to make this a direct delivery.
She nods and says, "Okay." She takes it from you. You provide an address. And she says, "Okay." She bundles it up. Pickup is around mid-morning, and then it'll be on its way after that. Are you expecting return service?
No.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll take care of that for you. Thank you for the tip and everything.
One other thing, Sonya.
Hmm?
He'll wait for James to keep going by. If for whatever reason I don't return,
Mm-hmm.
and there is a response or return parcel, can you please make sure that that response goes to Vera?
Yeah, I can do that.
He'll tap the desk and he'll walk onto the cafe
My
lounge area.
My pen.
Oh, he'll put it back on the top of the table.
Okay, she takes it, and then she starts scribbling a couple of notes. So this person sits down in the chair here and says, "Corporal Dullahan, Sergeant Brandis Nicht, I've arrived as ordered by General Massini. Do you feel like briefing me?" And they both kind of look at each other, look at you, Vera, and then they look at her. It says, "Not in here. There's a room off to the side," and before she finishes, before the sergeant finishes saying her statement, the soldier gets up and starts walking in that direction. She says, "I haven't got all day." She opens up the door. "Oh, is this where you chuckle fucks are hanging out? Okay. Yeah, just stand around looking like a bunch of idiots. Keep gaping, keep gaping." And then you hear another door open and slam.
I turn to Kara and say, "She seems a delight."
She is something. Very young, extremely talented. The sergeant turns to you and says, "I remember when that pipsqueak came through training, and she finished the Special Combat Knights exam before everyone else by 3 weeks. Talented doesn't even begin to cover it." "We shouldn't keep her waiting." The sergeant gets up and just starts walking.
Are you to attend to that, Kara?
I think so. I don't want to, but I think so. Okay.
I will wave my hand and say, "Well, I'm off duty. Good luck."
She walks away.
Vera will heavy sigh. Have we heard that person's name? Like, do we know, being in the military, is this the first we're
You can make a
meeting
history
this
check
person?
if you'd like.
Okay.
my
On computer.
screen is in the wrong spot. There it goes.
Not great.
Not great.
Vera's just really hungry right now.
Vera's so hungry right now. Hi, puppy. How you feeling, baby girl? Why don't you go lay down, huh? Your tail's super waggy. You're a happy girl. That's good to see. Yeah, you don't know who this person is at all, really. So not entirely helpful. Yes, baby girl. Soon. Anything else you guys want to do? You guys want to discuss while other things are happening off screen, it seems?
I probably also have some sort of silent communication with Rian that's just like an eyebrow raise that means like that's who's supposed to turn the tide? Question mark. Nothing made me.
Okay. Piper kind of shifts over and turns around and says, well, she was quite loud. And angry.
Well, I mean, that sort of demeanor makes... it's more familiar to me than how polite everyone here is.
Oh, do you want to be abused? Piper says.
Well, that's a bit of a leap.
Oh, okay. You're used to
But I
people
do,
shouting at you, huh?
well, you come from a place... I mean, I come from somewhere a lot more used to person-to-person violence than here as a solution to problems.
She thinks to herself and says, oh, well, a lot of people are litigious here, and some people do solve their problems with their fists or their swords. You don't hear about it as often, but it sure does happen still.
That's fair. I mean, I tried it once here and everyone got really mad.
Oh, the soldiers, and she gestures at Rian, have kind of a monopoly on the violence. Unless you're a nobleman, in which case you also have a monopoly on the violence. Violence isn't for people who don't fit into one of those two categories.
I think after thinking about that for a second, I'm going to lean closer to Rynalt and say, we need to become nobles or soldiers.
Yeah.
Maybe
Good
both.
idea. Aren't we already technically soldiers? Just not these kind of soldiers.
The connect the dots mentally in Agnar's head of realizing he works for a noble right now is like visible on his face.
It's just like everybody sees the thought bubble and it's just dot, 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 dot.
Yeah, fantasy dial-up noises.
There you go. What are fantasy dial-up noises like? What is it? What do you think?
Definitely some kind of like weird arcane noise from a crystal trying to talk to another crystal.
Sure. Alright, so it's your scene, guys. What are you doing?
I'm just gonna go get breakfast.
Annette serves him breakfast and says to him, thank you for not coming into our kitchen and moving things around this morning.
You're welcome. There's always tomorrow. He's gonna walk away.
Does Rynalt hear this?
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
Okay, Rynalt's gonna kind of hunch his shoulders and say, man, I'm glad I didn't do that.
He's gonna go sit over here.
Okay, you said with Cassius.
Yep.
James is going to keep an eye out for Dominic.
You see him? He's right here.
Because assuming when I woke up and I looked out of the window, the weather wasn't that nice.
No, it's still raining. A light drizzle.
I may have missed this. When did the light infantry enter the room?
They've been there the whole time. The 3 squads
I will
got
call bullshit.
the 3 squads got here last
I will
night,
call...
and I shuffled them around this morning.
Okay. Ah. Do you think we should go in, cousin? I mean,
I don't think we
technically-
were invited to. We're off duty, and I think they would have invited us if we
Yeah.
were to attend. So
Something tells me we're not as off duty as we think we are.
I'm wearing civvies right now.
Oh, Brienne is totally decked out in civvies, but yeah, just a gut feeling.
Oh, you two should definitely go in there between mouthfuls of bread.
Brienne's gonna go get some more breakfast because she has a feeling that this might be her last chance.
Vera's gonna peel off a piece of bread and just chuck it over at that was Dominic that spoke, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna chuck it at your head.
Food for the bread god.
Yeah. Mayhem gets it.
Wrong game.
May your ciabatta be toasty.
Oh God. Sorry.
Where did you say you were? Okay, never mind. Ignore me.
Kara comes out, and she looks like...
Insight check immediately.
Go ahead, make an insight check.
Oh, excellent.
Excellent, yes. You
I know
see...
her pretty well.
Yeah, you know her pretty well. You see plainly on her face that she has not only just been chewed out within an inch of her life, but also that she is not happy about the news that she is about to convey.
Okay.
Yeah. So she comes over to your group here and says, "Okay, so Bronze Knight Deimos would like you and your party, everyone that you have basically deputized, to come into the meeting room, please."
No, we have an invite.
I do want to impress upon those who are not military trained to keep your mouth shut unless you are asked a direct question. Okay.
You said
Dominic will
Bronze Knight?
salute.
What'd you say,
Rynalt,
Vera?
who is in the middle of chewing, immediately shuts his mouth because he was chewing with his mouth open.
What'd you say, Vera?
I just verifying that she said Bronze Knight.
Yes.
All right. So I can make the assumption that this person is of the same rank as myself.
Correct.
Okay.
Agnar is grabbing a croissant on the way past.
Okay.
Dominic's going to bring his whole plate.
I absolutely want
No.
Mayhem to come.
Okay. Mayhem's coming.
Oh,
Faces through walls.
yeah.
He's an excellent boy. I tell him to sit.
He sits right here.
Great. Are we going all the way into the other meeting room?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
Rynalt, are you going or not?
Oh, yes. Yes. Sorry.
Bronze Knight Demos.
She nods. Stands.
I am Bronze Knight Rihanna Verda. Why do you do that? Verder Ardesta.
Verardesta.
Yeah, I got it right. Yay.
Yeah.
And I'll introduce myself. I am Bronze Knight Veracasa of G.E. Nun. These
She
are
nods.
our compatriots at the moment, and I'll introduce the others with Dominic as Timmy.
Okay. She hands you, Rianne, and you, Veracasa, 2 pieces of paper.
Okay.
By order of General James Massini, you both are activated into duty status. You are also placed under my command. I am taking over this operation.
Which operation?
We're going to get to that. And she turns to look at Dominic. Are you sitting in that chair?
He is sitting in that chair, kind of with his feet propped up on the other chair, eating
He
away at his
absolutely
plate.
is not. I never would have let him do that.
Okay, you guys resolve that conflict right now.
Sitting in the chair, feet are heading up to the other chair.
I slap him.
Feet goes back down.
She says, I didn't invite you to sit, sir.
Slowly stands up.
Sergeant, go get the troops in order about what we discussed. She nods and says, yes, ma'am, and gets up out of the chair and says, all right, Corporal, let's go. Excuse me, sir. Just waiting for you to move, James. Mayhem slips in when the door is open.
I tell him to come to me.
He makes his way around to you.
That-
May or may not have accidentally closed the door before he went in.
It's okay. Okay, so she says, ladies, go ahead and sit, and we'll talk about what this operation entails.
Okay.
Now, before we get any further, these men here, who I know are not in the military, do you trust them?
Rianne looks at Veracasa.
Dominic looks at the chair.
I trust them with my life.
Rynalt looks at the whole room and smiles.
I would be curious to know what you have to brief us on.
Well, the situation here in Sorath has deteriorated, as I've been told. It appears that the local garrison can no longer be trusted, and we also have a fledgling or fully realized dark cult in the graveyard operating with a leader who is not only well trained but knows all of our tactics and all of our weaknesses because he is a traitor. Calvin Ariash must die, and we are going to do that. So if we have any problems with that mission, speak up now.
If I agree that the thing has taken Calvin needs to be banished back into the nether hells, but I would hope there might be a chance to save him. However, I doubt that is extremely slim.
I'll be frank with you, Knight Rian. We don't have the means to save him. We don't have the resources, we don't have the time, we don't have the right people to save him. All we could spare was me and what Setrak Training Center had available. Right now, my battalion, the 14th Bane Knights, are heading towards Delta to secure that city before it gets invaded by Tal's crusade. So, we're it. We don't have
Understood.
any magical backup.
I can, other than what we are,
We
one
have
can
a
hope.
couple of spellcasters,
I haven't.
right?
Yes.
Okay.
DM, I want to be really mindful about how this is phrased.
Mhm.
Since she is our now commanding, commanding us, would we still use Bronze Knight?
You can, yes. You can also call her ma'am or sir.
Okay. Sir, you are familiar with who we are in relation to Calvin.
Yes, which is why I'm in charge and you are not.
Understood. I think we all agree on what needs to happen. Respectfully, sir.
Mm-hmm.
The thing that took hold of him is what is responsible. I will not continue to suffer my cousin's name as traitor.
Well, if you have another name for it, I'm happy to use that instead.
Well, since I seriously doubt any of this was done with his own free will, I'd say prisoner for now. If there's anything left of him, which I doubt.
I don't think there's anything left of him. I don't want his name to be
Stained.
how it's phrased.
I understand. He's family. I get it.
The monster inside of him. It's a little lengthy, but can we just something like that?
Sure, we'll workshop it. She says. You can tell she's being a little bit sarcastic there, but she has empathized already with your plight. And so she sits down fully and kind of rests in the chair and says, all right, so what we need to do is we need to cut the snake's head off before the situation with the local garrison gets any worse. To put it frankly, they have over 2,000 men in the city, and if their leadership has turned, that's 2,000 belligerents that we will have to wade through to get to their leaders. So, if we kill the people who are whispering in their ears first, then that makes it a lot easier to just walk in and finish off whoever's at the top of these two battalions. I don't even know which. I rushed here from Hellcourt, so I'm not entirely sure what battalions are here in Sorath. What is it? Do any of you know?
No, that has not come up, and if it does, I don't remember it.
So that is the 67th Night Raptors, the 7th Wind Kestrels, and the 2nd Gorgons. The first two are heavy infantry, and the last one is artillery.
I think the only one that rang any bells to me were
The Night Raptors.
the Raptors. Yeah.
The Night Raptors.
So,
They're the ones we've had the most run-ins.
have they actively attacked you?
Yes.
I just got here today, and Sergeant Brandisnick and Corporal Doulahan, were doing their best to catch me up, but a lot of it was, well, these people actually know what's going on. So, this is why we're talking about this now. Do you know where the cult's base of operations is?
They've recently started showing outside the city. They were operating from the graveyard in the crypts, and we did originally clear out their base of operations there. Something beneath managed to let some escape. But we had quite a few fulmination potions that we laid into their base there.
Good, okay.
Please correct me if I'm wrong, anybody that was there.
Accurate description.
She says,
We blew
okay.
it to shit.
There's I can't remember the name of the inn, but the inn that got taken over in the lower part of town where, we tended to pick up illicit goods. What was the name of that place?
I think, was that Serpent's Head?
Oh, when she hears the serpent said, she says, "Oh, that place was trash anyway. The city's better off with it burned to the ground." Okay.
Yeah, well, I think the cult might have had something there too, but we haven't been able to investigate it.
Well, the city's pretty locked down tight. Have we been able to make contact with the city's leadership? Nikolai Charon, I think, is the governor.
Dominic will twitch.
Very little. It's, we'll use a polite term, inbred.
She kind of like bumps her eyebrows a little bit at that, and she looks at Dominic and says, "Do you have something to say about that? Because you twitched."
No comment, ma'am.
She narrows her eyes and then says, "Do you have a problem with me?"
Nope, no problem.
All right. So, city's leadership. Do you think they would be helpful if we managed to get a message to them, or no?
Probably not.
Do you think they're corrupted or no?
I don't think they're corrupted in that term. I think they're corrupted by being rich, lazy,
Oh, normal human
and
shit.
enjoying
No,
too
I
much
get
of
that.
the easy
Okay.
life.
Yeah, I gotcha. Gotcha. Normal human shit. Okay. All
Now,
right.
the Night Raptors, on the other hand, I am fairly certain are corrupted, and there's something going through the garrisons because there's a sleep disease running around.
Oh, that's lovely. Great.
And I think that's how the cult is getting to people in their dreams. But again, I bodyguard diplomats and I hit things with my battle axe.
Okay.
I hate dancing in court.
Yeah,
I can if I have to.
Yeah. You and I, we get each other, Rianne. We get each other. That's not my forte either. I don't enjoy parties like that. I would rather get absolutely trashed in a rowdy tavern with my brothers in arms and wake up on the floor several hours later, soaked in ale. That's what I would prefer. That's a good time. But here I am instead. So let's get to work, shall we? All right. So who are these people that you have basically kidnapped?
Turned into mercenaries. Adventuring mercenaries.
So who's this guy? And she points at James in the corner. Who are you?
James
James.
looks nervously at Rianne and Vera. Like,
It's
am I-
okay.
my
He's
name
a
is-
registered magic user of some ability.
I bet. Okay. So what do you have to say for yourself, sir? Who are you? She gets up and she walks over to you.
I'm James Norris. I am what I would say a talented swordsman,
Are you?
and I'm quite okay with magic.
Hmm.
Could be better, but
She kind of tilts her head, and she hasn't taken the helmet off. And she says, "Do you want to spar and see how good you are?"
maybe later.
Hmm. She looks you up and down, and then turns around and starts walking over to the other two. As she does so, she takes off the helmet and puts it onto the corner of the table there. She's got bronze-like skin, like, sort of like she spent her entire life in the sun. And she's got green eyes, long-ish, about shoulder length, black hair, straight, and she's got a scar on her face, coming through her over her eye from the top of her head down towards her throat. And she walks up to these gentlemen over here and she says, "So you have braids. What are these, and who are you, and what's your whole deal? What's your deal?" Is Agnar tall?
Yeah, for sure. A little above average, not super tall.
Okay. You would say probably 5'11", 5'10".
Yeah, which I think still puts him as shorter than most people in this room, maybe?
Oh, shorter than Rianne for sure, but you are taller than she is. She's about 5'4". This knight in front of you.
So after, I'm assuming Rynalt's not going to speak up before Agnar does.
Yeah, Rynalt's just kind of standing there. He's not trying not to attract attention by this lady.
Yeah, Agnar's going to kind of stand up straighter from leaning on the wall. The hair is an aesthetic choice.
Certainly is.
Okay, that's
Vera is internally cringing.
a lot of opinions. My name's Agnar. This is Rynalt. We're travelers from the Darthax.
Mm-hmm.
We're just here out to adventure. Got caught up in this mess. I'm a registered magic user.
She
My
nods.
friend here is a ranger.
Fancy yourself a good shot. She looks at you, Rynalt.
Rynalt just kind of stiffens immediately, like, I shoot things.
Okay. Okay. So do a lot of people, but okay. And she turns over to you, Dominic, and says, "Okay, now, who are you?"
I am Count Dominic Luigius Manipul III, sole surviving heir of the Manifold household, sworn enemy of the Sharon family.
Well, that's honest, isn't he? Isn't he?
Rianne covers her face.
She turns to the two of you.
Probably the better call, because I did introduce him as Timmy, but that's okay.
Dominic will put his hands on his hips and just kind of stand there.
Suddenly very confident. Are you gonna have a problem working with the Charon if we can manage to get their help for this?
No.
Good. So,
Rianne pulls her hand up and stares at him hard, thinking, who the hell replaced Timmy and what do they want?
she says, okay, well, this I can work with. I do want to see about your combat prowess, because from what I imagine, we're going to be in very tight quarters, and I know the individual formerly known as Calvin Ariash. Does that work?
That works. Thank
Okay.
you, sir.
The
Yes.
individual formerly known as Calvin Ariash is a incredible duelist and will not take prisoners and will very likely kill you if your skills aren't up to par. So, we should see where those are. Yes.
Night Demas, there are some things you should know about our once cousin. He has magic.
Oh, I know that. I knew that.
Do you know he can throw thorns?
Yes. I received a dossier on him.
Oh, so you talked to my nephew. Good. That saves pain.
No, I talked to General Massini and he provided a very detailed account. The person formerly known as Calvin Ariash used to be General Massini's executive officer and second in command in 1st Expeditionary. They knew each other very well. They fought alongside each other. So I'm quite well briefed on what his capabilities are. That's why I'm here.
Well, I tried. All right. So, shall we? You want to test all of us?
Very much like to test those of you I don't have a institutional basis of understanding for. So, Knight Avjinan and Knight Veradesta, I know that you are up to martial regulations because you have to be. As for the 4 of you, I have no idea where your skills lie and what you may need improving on, or what gaps we might have to look out for that could be exploited by our foes. And do not mistake that they will be honorable about the combat and not exploit your weaknesses. They absolutely will, because they are monsters and they want to destroy all of us. So, no bones about it. We're going to find what your weaknesses are and we're going to plug them up. Okay? Alright. Let's go out. There's a lovely lawn out there. It's a little bit of drizzle, but we can do this. Throws the door open. Says, oh, look, they're in lines now. Thank the gods. Sergeant, it's amazing that you can get them into straight lines. And then she fumbles with this door, throws it open, and walks out.
Once she leaves, I'll clap a hand on Dominic's back and just say, thank you. I'm proud of you for that.
Dominic will now nod and grab his plate.
Agnar, I don't think I like where this is going.
Come on. Out. Out. You too.
I just shoot things. If she wants me to hit a target at 200 paces,
Mayhem.
I can do it.
You don't need to be up to military grade, buddy. You can come with us.
Who, Mayhem?
Mayhem.
He walks up to Furia.
Mayhem can be with us.
She hasn't told everybody what her first name is, but that's what her first name is. And she's like, "Who is the best boy?" And she rubs his ears, and then rubs his sides, and then rubs his butt, and then goes back to his sides, and then goes back to his ears. And while she's doing this, she looks up at you, Rhiannon, and says, if a person doesn't love a dog, they're not a person." And then she lets him go, and he kind of like does a circle, and then lays down between these two bushes in total bliss.
This is,
I
by
think-
the way, that's Mayhem, and yes, he is the bestest boy.
He's a good boy. So, formal introduction. I am Bronze Knight Furia Demos, 14th Bane Knights, combat specialist. Good to meet all of you. Who's first?
Rynalt kind of shrinks back, realizing he is basically out in front of everyone.
That's you. Come on. She points at you. Okay, so you already said you can shoot things fine, right?
Yeah.
Alright, yeah. So let's just not worry about that part. I think if you weren't confident in that, you wouldn't have said that so loudly and so brusquely.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So she backs up a pace. She says, "Do you want to start close or do you want to start far? Because we're gonna fence."
But what if I hit you?
She says, "That's okay. That's kind of the point." She gestures at your short swords. Says, "You have those for a reason, right?"
No.
No.
They're more. I mean, I can shoot, but I generally try to stay out of like close fighting.
So that's where your weakness is, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. So that we're gonna fix that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're gonna see where that is, and we're gonna fix that. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Back up a little bit. Go there. And she points. And the rest of you, the more you kind of look at her, the more you're realizing, because she hasn't put her helmet back on yet, the more you're realizing how young she actually is. James, you're about 30, right?
Roundabout, yeah.
Yeah, she's roughly half your age. Okay, this is a good spot. We're going to start right now, okay?
I have to use my swords, right?
Yes,
Yeah. Okay.
that's the point.
Do I roll initiative here?
Yes, we're going to roll initiative here. So,
Okay.
we're going to have we're going to have a real short, just one-on-one.
When they get in position,
Oh.
James
won't let me
says, "Good luck, you got this in the bag."
I do.
And I wanted to say you go get a bardic inspiration. Doesn't let me use it though.
Go ahead and roll your initiative there, Rynalt.
Okay. Boop.
Okay. She says, "I'll let you go first," and she draws her sword. The sword is not what you expect it to be. It is curved, long, like a scimitar, but much longer. It's very ornate and well built.
Okay.
Anytime, it's your turn.
Rynalt is a little bit worried, but that's okay.
There we go.
It's the first turn of the combat, which is great for me. So I'm gonna go ahead and charge her, and hold on, here we go. Actually, first things first. Before I do that, I'm gonna cast Zephyr Strike.
Mm-hmm.
So that's gonna do a few extra things for me. And yes, that is concentration, actually. Okay. And so I'm gonna run forward, and since it's the first turn, I get 3 attacks this turn, and I'm gonna give myself advantage on the first one from Zephyr Strike, so
Sure.
oh wait, and I didn't roll advantage. One more time. Does a 17 hit?
No.
No?
Nope.
Okay. Then I'm gonna roll 2 more times. They don't advantage. Let's see. This is normal.
Miss.
Oh damn. And
Yeah, so you get in there, you draw. Do you draw both weapons?
yeah.
Okay, so you get in there, you swing with your first one, kind of like to get over her hand. You think, I'm bigger than she is, I could take her. And she casually steps out of the way. The second attack, she parries with a flick of her wrist with the sword. And the third attack, before you get it up, she slams the side of her sword into your hand and you drop the weapon.
Okay. So now I've got 1 weapon left. That's fine. All right.
Mm-hmm.
That's the end of my turn.
Mm-hmm. She looks at you and says, "Ooh, that's pretty bad." And then she is going to start her combo. So she takes 1 sword attack first. 14 misses. You parry. She says, "Good." And then she goes to kick you. You step out of the way of that.
I didn't know we were able to kick.
She gives you a look like, "Oh my god." And then 22 to hit you.
Oh shit.
So 22 hits you.
Yeah.
She deals 17 points of damage for you. You gotta roll your concentration.
Yes. I lose concentration. All right. Good start.
Yike.
Just so you know, you still have an inspiration die.
No, I was gonna probably have to do it again anyway. Let's see. Because Zephyr Strike only gives me advantage on that 1 attack, and I might want it again, so I might cast it again. So now it's my turn, and it's exactly what I'm gonna do. I just consume all my spell slots. Why not?
As you do that, she says, "Same trick, huh?"
I was nervous.
She has changed her position.
And I'm gonna go ahead and hit her with the short sword.
Mm-hmm.
So that's gonna be, this one's gonna be advanced because of Zephyr Strike. Is it 21 hit?
21, she uses parry and
That's
riposte.
retarded.
So her armor class increases, and then she attacks you immediately with parry and riposte. Hits you with a 22.
Oh, God.
16 points of damage. Okay, you maintain your concentration. Imagine losing concentration on your own turn. So you you swing, she blocks it, and spins out from under it and slashes you down the side in one motion. She says, "You're gonna have to move better than that if you think you're gonna be able to beat Calvin."
Well, I'm not gonna be up front while I'm fighting him, and then I'm gonna go ahead and swing at her. I'm not using.
You're not what? You broke up
Say again?
completely. You broke up completely. I didn't hear anything after. I'm not.
Well, I'm not gonna be fighting him this close, and I go ahead and I'm gonna swing at her, but I'm not gonna use Zephyr Strike this time.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. I honestly got a dumb question, y'all. I apologize, but I honestly forget how dual wielding works in 5e. I don't have any proficiencies for it, so
So
I
you
get
have,
a penalty for it.
Yeah, so you have the offhand one, the one that's labeled offhand. Just roll that
Yeah.
one for your
And
one
it's is it like a bonus action?
yes, it is a bonus action.
That's what I thought. Okay. So in that case, since I didn't have the bonus action last time for Zephyr Strike, I'm gonna hit her once with the regular short sword. Normal.
Miss.
And
She parries the weapon again.
Let me hit you already.
She parries your weapon again.
Oh, come on. And I'm gonna swing the offhand.
And parries your weapon again.
And that's the end of my turn.
Okay. She shakes her head and says, "He's not gonna care that you want to be in the back. He's gonna be in your shit because he's gonna see that that's what you're good at, being in the back." And then she takes a swing with her sword. 9 misses. And then she delivers a nope, not Crusader Bow. She delivers a kick. That hits.
Ugh.
That deals... not too bad. 10 points of damage. You also have to roll a strength saving throw.
Strength save. Okay.
Yeah.
And I also have my con save as well in just a moment, but strength first. Oh.
Oh, yeah.
First good roll I've had this fight.
Yeah, so she swings at you first. You parry. She says, "Good, you're getting better." And then she kicks you in the side with a high kick. And you stagger, but you're not stunned by it. And your organs kind of lurch, but you're like, "Oh, that hurt a lot." And then she
Stop kicking me.
And then she goes to kick you again. This is her third attack. She hits you.
Oh. Let's see. Con save for the first one.
Max damage on that, 15. And you need to make another strength saving throw.
And another con save, of course. Let's see. And then... God, that probably lost me the con. But
Yeah.
that's okay. Strength save.
Goodbye, Zephyr Strike. Nat 20. Very nice. You know what you're expecting when the kick comes, and as it does come, you brace yourself, and it still hurts a lot. You feel something give in your ribs, but it doesn't stun you. It doesn't knock you over, but it could have. Just good. You're pretty tough, and that's the end of her turn. You might want to repeat that. That didn't get picked up by your mic.
What was that?
Oh, jeez, this thing is killing me. I'm sorry. I said I'm good at getting hit.
That's not a virtue.
I'm gonna go ahead and swing, bada bada.
Mm-hmm.
Please hit. For once. Just let
Oh
me
yeah,
hit.
that
There.
hits.
Alright. And...
Six.
Not great.
No. You nick her on the... You, like, nick her armor. Scratch it. And she says, "You got me.
Oh god, are you okay?
I'm fine. Keep fighting, you idiot."
I'm gonna hit with short sword one more time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that misses.
Oh,
She parries
that
that.
missed. And in the hopes that somehow I survive this next turn, I'm gonna use this last bonus action on Zephyr Strike and have it ready. We'll see how this goes.
Okay.
So
That's the end of your turn, then?
that is the end of my turn.
Okay. She says, "At least you're gonna go down, having hit me once." Incredibly confident. She takes a swing at your leg with her sword. Hits you with a 16. 20 points of damage. You're out of hit points.
Yeah, that knocked me out.
Yeah. So you hit the ground unconscious. As she took your leg out from under you, you kind of fall over. You hit the ground and you're out.
That did not go well for me.
She says, "Huh. I thought he was good at taking hits." And this is where we will pick up next time we play, because we're at time. So,
Oh God.
yeah. Thanks everybody for coming out. I hope you all had a good time, and stay tuned because we're gonna switch over to Door of Eternity at 8:30. So hang in there. And if you want to donate channel points, you can for bonuses for Door of Eternity still up until Door of Eternity starts. So feel free to do that. And bye-bye. See you soon.
Bye bye. See you in 2 weeks.